Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, it is KingNido here, and today the Levere Candy Huts are hosting the Ophilucid Emperors, and they love to see it because they are immune to the dragon type attacks, which is going to be a tough task for the Emperors. They have lost 4 games so far this season and they want to get up into a Leaders 8 position. Can they do it here today, or will the Candy Hearts win? Let us know in the comments below and let's send it down. Now, as I said, the Dragon types have lost 4 games this season as they start out with Dragonite and Flapple. It will be Gardevoir and Fluttermane starting out for the Candy Hearts, and immediately Fluttermane with the speed advantage going for the spin out, and it is going to target that pseudo legendary because they do not want Dragonite on the field. It is going to lower the speed of Fluttermane, but it does have that 135 base speed as the Gigaton Hammer comes down onto Dragonite. They are really trying to get it off the field, as Dragonite responds with the Mortal Spin, which is super effective on Gardevoir and is going to leave both these fairy type Pokemon poisoned on the field. This is a fantastic start for the Ophilucid Emperors, poisoning the opposing side as Flapple looks to follow it up with the X-Scissor, and there's a massive hit there onto Gardevoir, trying to capitalize on its part Psychic type, and already Gardevoir has become an easy target. But as I said, the Ophilucid Emperors, fantastic start, poisoning the opposing side, getting that automatic chip damage, as now the spinner from Gardevoir onto Dragonite, and Dragonite is holding on here, but now Gardevoir has had its speed lowered. Dragonite is surely the quickest on the field now, and a sticky web is shot out onto the side of the Candy Heart. So now any Pokemon who comes out for the fairy types will have their speed lowered even more, as the workup from Flapple is going to boost its attack as well as its special attack. Flapple is more of a physical attacker, as the Wish from Fluttermane, we'll see if that wish can come true, because surely they're going to want to win because they've lost 3 games this season. They're also trying to get themselves back into the Leaders 8 as that poisoning continues to do damage to both fairy type Pokemon. And as I said, Dragonite is now the quickest on the field, and it goes for the extreme speed to show off that quickness, but it doesn't affect Fluttermane due to the Park Ghost typing, but the payback will affect Fluttermane, and Fluttermane is eliminated from this matchup by Flapple after having boosted its attack stats, as the Barb Barrage is super effective on the Flapple from Gardevoir, and now Flapple is the one left poisoned, so it's also going to be taking damage from that status condition. Gardevoir, unfortunately though, is going to be eliminated by its poisoning, so that Mortal Spin earlier has paid off for Dragonite and the Ophilucid Emperors, as Blissey comes out onto the field, and it is going to be joined by Klefki. Now you might be wondering, why is Blissey on the fairy types? It's because it's the terrestrial Pokemon for the Levere Candy Hearts, as it has its speed lowered, but now it is going to shed that normal typing and become a fairy type, so it will be immune to dragon type attacks, just like Klefki is on the field. Now the Candy Hearts are off to a terrible start in this matchup. They need to work their way back into it, but Dragonite is an easy target. They need to take out the pseudo legendary, who goes for the Dragon Breath on Blissey, but it doesn't affect it anymore, as I said, now being a fairy type. But the takedown will, unfortunately, it is avoided by Klefki though. Klefki is going to go for the Poison Fang onto Flapple. Flapple's able to hold on after that super effective move. Surely the poisoning will finish it off, as the crunch onto Dragonite. Blissey has eliminated the pseudo legendary from this matchup, and it's going to be followed up by Flapple taking damage from that poison. It is practically a huge play, taking out both Pokemon on the opposing side, and things are level here as Tatsugiri and Appleton come out onto the side of the Ophilucid Emperors. Tatsugiri immediately with the X-Scissor onto Blissey, not very effective. Blissey tanks that hit, having that huge health stat as well, and now the Fire Fang onto Tatsugiri, not very effective either. Appleton is going to go for the Lunar Blessing here. Now this is going to restore Tatsugiri back to full strength. It had not lost much health yet, but the Vice Grip now onto Appleton, doing very little damage there from Blissey. And the Focus Blast now from Tatsugiri onto Klefki. A fantastic hit on the part Steel type, as Klefki responds with the Simple Beam, but unfortunately it does fail for the Steel Fairy type. Blissey, though, with the Ice Beam, this will be super effective, and Appleton is eliminated, capitalizing on that quad weakness. Blissey with the impressive elimination as Altaria comes out to join Tatsugiri, who goes with the Flash Cannon. Now, on to Klefki. Klefki is able to hold on. Altaria could finish it off here though, going for the court change though. And that sticky web is now on the side of the Opelucid Emperors. I do not know what Altaria is thinking, but this allows Klefki to go for the bulk up. Klefki, I think, should be on the offensive right now. It does boost its attack. It does not need to boost its defense though, because it will not be able to take a hit surely. As the shell sidearm onto Tatsugiri from Blissey. Blissey is bringing it in this matchup. Tatsugiri though with the fissure, and Klefki does avoid that attack, but Altaria is looking to go for the stomp, and Klefki cannot avoid that one. That not very effective move has gotten the elimination. Klefki is out of this matchup as Blissey with the heal bell. That bell will chime, but unfortunately it does fail. Now we are at 3 Pokemon apiece, and it is Dash Bun coming out for the Olivia Candy Hearts. It has the speed advantage on the field, immediately going for the Zen Headbutt onto Altaria. Tatsugiri responding though with the Rock Throw onto that tasty looking pupper there, but Altaria has flinched and is unable to move, which allows for the Ice Fang to hit Tatsugiri from Blissey, who surely should have gone for Altaria to get that quad weakness yet again, as the Aqua Jet is not very effective on Altaria from Dash Bun. And that acrobatics from Tatsugiri, they are trying to chip away at Blissey here. Again, that huge health stat, 255 base. There is none larger, as the Fire Pledge onto Altaria, not very effective there from Blissey. Dash Bun looks to follow it up though with the guard split, so not going for the offensive move this time. Instead it shares its guard with Tatsugiri. Tatsugiri looking to respond with a Feather Dance, focusing in on Blissey here, lowering that attack stat. It only has the 10 base attack. It is not much of a physical Pokemon. That's why those eliminations are always impressive. It is more of a special attacker though, as it takes that not very effective double kick from Altaria, taking those 2 kicks. Blissey responds though with the Cross Chop, very little damage, not very effective on Altaria, as Dash Bun follows it up though with the Esper Wing onto Tatsugiri. Everyone's doing such little damage as Dash Bun gets the speed boost. It's already quickest on the field though, and the Fire Punch onto Dash Bun. It doesn't have that wall-baked body ability at the moment, as the Fury Cutter onto Blissey. Yet again, not very effective are those bug type moves onto the fairy types, as the flip turn onto Tatsugiri practically does nothing, and Blissey will go back to the bench, and in its place comes Hatterene. Hatterene is a terrifying Pokemon, as the hold back from Dash Bun onto Altaria, and now the Spore onto Dash Bun is going to put it to sleep. A great play there by Tatsugiri, making Dash Bun inactive. And Altaria follows it up with the Ceaseless Edge onto Hatterene, which is going to leave those spikes scattered all over the side of the Olivia Candy Hearts. Blissey will land in them if it comes back out onto the field, but first a Fury attack from Hatterene, this multi-hit move. If it could get all 5, it's got 2, and it will only get 2 onto Altaria, as Dash Bun is still fast asleep on the field. That pupper snoozing away. Tatsugiri though with the Tri Attack, looking to capitalize. Dash Bun is able to hold on Altaria, finish it off, but instead with the Fiery Dance onto Hatterene. Hatterene still standing quite strong in this matchup though, goes with the Magma Storm, but Altaria avoids that attack. Dash Bun needs to wake up, but it is still asleep on the field, and it is such an easy target. The Elusive Emperors could take it out here. Tatsugiri with the Toxic Spikes, but Hatterene's Magic Bounce has thrown them back at the Opelucid Emperors, which means if the last Pokemon for the Opelucid Emperors comes out, it will land in those Poison Spikes, as the Scorching Sands will take Dash Bun out of this matchup, and that Dash Bun has been scorched way too much. That is a terrible pun, as the Acid will connect on both Altaria and Tatsugiri from Hatterene, and Blissey comes back out onto the field. It does land in those spikes, unfortunately taking the damage from that. Tatsugiri follows it up with the Mortal Spin. We saw this earlier, which means Blissey and Hatterene are both going to be left poisoned. And a move that kicked off this matchup could spell the end of it for the Olivia Candy Hearts. Fantastic strategy by the Opelucid Emperors, coming in with that poisoning status condition in mind. Altaria is going to fly up high into the sky, see who that can connect with in the next turn, but I think Blissey may not outlast this turn, as it goes for the Seismic Toss. Blissey gets the elimination of Tatsugiri. Blissey has done fantastic so far. Hatterene with the Fire Blast, but there's no one to hit because Altaria is way too high up for it to be able to connect. Blissey needs to hold on, but its poisoning has eliminated it. The Mortal Spin has come in massively for the Emperors, and they still have one more Pokemon who is about to come out onto the field. Hatterene taking the damage as the sun comes back out. And that last Pokemon is Cyclizar for the Opelucid Empress, who goes with the Gyro Ball onto Hatterene. Hatterene holds on after that super effective move, but Altaria comes down with the Fly, and that 1-2 combination gets the Opelucid Empress the victory over the Levere Candy Hearts. That immunity did not come into play. I think we saw it once in this whole matchup, and that has allowed the Dragon types to move themselves up into 12th place in a Leaders 8 position. And next round they will be taking on the Moss Deep Mystics, whereas the Fairy types drop into 14th. Next round we'll be taking on the Spike Swag Grunts, but until then, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field, and if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I'll see you when you see me.